My Hero Academia, also known as Boku no Hero Academia Heroes Rising, is the second film based on the manga by Koro Horikoshi, released in 2019 on December the 10th. And the film takes place during or after the Meta Liberation Army arc in the manga. And the film has elements that Horikoshi was going to use as the finale to the series, but was like, screw that. And it was intended to be the final film until a new film has just been scheduled for August 2021, which we cannot wait and I'm super hyped for. While putting their hero skills to the test on a peaceful island of Naboo, the Class 1A students face a sudden attack from a formidable villain known as Nine. And I have only seen this movie in the English dub and not the subbed, and right off the bat, the English dub voice actors really put in their all, particularly the two main leads of Justin Briner and Clifford Chapman as Katsuki Bakugo and Izuku Midoriya, respectively. I do kind of miss Chris Sabat as All Might in the film. I mean, he does appear in the film every here and there, but he's got such a small role in it compared to the first film, but it's still a pretty all-out action-packed movie. What I did like about it was just seeing Class 1A, and I think just seeing them just do anything is just such a treat to watch. I really like all these characters. They're so unique and they've all got their individual quirks, particularly Tokiyami in this film. He had a battle with a villain which was just so insane and intense and kind of surprised me a little bit, and it was just like, whoa, I wasn't expecting a lot of Tokiyami action. But also some of the side characters of Class 1A like Sado and Ojiro, who don't really appear as much or have such a major role in the film, do kind of show off their skills and what they're made of, to be honest. Nine as a villain at first seems your typical cliche villain, but the people around him who follow him, they're not as evil as you think they are. And there's a lot of layers to the villains, and there's just so much more going on behind the scenes which really make this whole dynamic so much more interesting. I really do like his design, the purple and his mask thing. I think it all really works well. But I think the one thing everyone always talks about and goes back to is the final scene, and if you don't know that final scene, well, you're going to be a little bit spoiled. But yeah, the final moment, spoiler alert, you have been warned, of this film with Katsuki and Izuku Midoriya sort of battling against Nine. That whole battle was just so insane and intense and so cinematic, to be honest with you. It was a real treat to watch. Things were just exploding here, there, everywhere pretty much. And Deku giving his power of All for One to Bakugo was man, what are you doing, man? But I felt doing that, I was kind of screaming at the screen, because that doesn't happen in the manga from what I'm aware. And doing that, I thought they were going to retcon the whole series by doing this, or this was going to be a new canon, but then it was revealed that, oh no, this is all just yeah, he's going to forget, his memories are going to fade away and he's not going to remember ever using One for All. People were kind of mixed on that. I kind of liked the way it was sort of resolved. It kind of brought it back to the main canon of the series, and I think when Horikoshi was saying this was his potential finale, it looks like in his potential finale he wanted Bakugo to receive One for All from Deku. Maybe this was meant to be his original ending, where Deku was going to probably be defeated and he's going to give his power to Katsuki and he was going to win, and it would probably have made more sense that way, if Katsuki was going to be the new #1, because the dude, yeah, he's got a bit of a hot head and he's not a very nice person, but he's not a bad guy, and it would have really made sense in the line of the story of Katsuki, having him always wanted to be #1 and him winning the sports festival, just him always seeming to be on top. Even though Deku was the main character, I always get that feeling that Bakugo is going to somehow surpass Deku. I always had that vibe and feeling in their sort of friendship, in a way, in that sort of rivalry. But it is what it is. Them little two kids, I'm not gonna lie, this is where we come to the mixed aspects of the film. And the two little kids were they were very meh. I didn't hate them, but they were just sort of there to just sort of be Deku and Katsuki's sort of cheerleaders in a way. The beginning scene with Endeavor versus Dabi was so awesome and intense, but I wanted it to be a little bit longer. It was so short, it was super short, and it kind of sort of spoiled a little stuff that was going to happen in the future. But I think my major criticism with this film is the fact that these students are unsupervised by any teachers and on this sort of island all by themselves. I know around this point in the story they have their provisional license so they can legally fight villains, but I mean they're still students at the end of the day, and it's like what Rocklock says, they're kids, you know, like yeah, they have superpowers, but they're kids at the end of the day. And it's just, I found the whole situation to be just bizarre and just kind of surprising that where are the teachers? I was sort of stunned that not even Aizawa was there at all. And it just shows you the incompetence of the UA staff members, to be honest with you. But comparing this film to the previous one, if I'm gonna be real honest with you, I think I preferred the first film just a little bit more. I think maybe having All Might there just was a little bit cooler, and there was a few twists and turns in that movie that I kind of liked, and it felt more fast paced because I felt like things were moving a lot quicker, even though the runtimes were around the same. The runtimes were very similar, but there was a portion in this film where I think that when the battle started to begin with some of the side student characters, where I just felt the pacing to sort of slow down. But the film had probably a better final act than the first one. It just felt so much more dramatic and emotional, and oh man, it really hit all the feels. But overall, My Hero Academia Heroes Rising is a solid film with great animation, and it's just cool seeing Class 1A do their thing. And I'm gonna give this film I'm gonna give it a 7 out of 10. I'm gonna give it a B+. Go check out my live reaction on my other channel, Stranger Bay Reacts, where I reacted to this film for the first time live. It was a real doozy. I love that. Love the film. But yeah, thank you for watching this review. Please like and share this video, comment down below and tell me what do you think of this film. Subscribe to this channel for more anime and manga reactions and reviews. With that said, thank you for watching, and as always, Aborted Reviews signing out.